Hey guys, Patrick here, and today I want to talk about a product that I never knew I needed until VR headsets came out, and of course it created its own category in the PC accessory world, and I think it's gonna sell well to a certain point. And I think it's a particularly weird product in the sense that what it does, it seems so simple yet so functional and yet so expensive. This is, well, I guess what is it? It's Gigabyte, first of all, and it's extreme gaming, which gives nothing away what it does. It looks like a front panel with HDMI and USB. It's 5.25 front panel, extended front panel. I guess that's as close as it gets. Now, black writing in here, you can't really see it. It says dual HDMI and dual USB 3 ports. And VR Link, it's what it's called, and basically what it does is bring the HDMI from the back of your computer, this is why we're at an odd angle right now, from the back of here into the front. So if you are using a VR headset, you can plug it in straight into the front, and technically speaking, you're going to get about maybe 90 centimeters extra on your cable, and you won't have to go around the bend if you're away from your desk, which is actually pretty important when we're still tethered in the VR world. We're not wireless yet. I know Vive is working on a wireless solution, but we're just not wired yet. It's not wireless. It's still wired, and this is a solution for something that is not going to exist for too long, but I think a lot of people will pick up, especially when you've already spent so much money on a Vive or an Oculus. This is a very good solution because to extend the range of a Vive or an Oculus, you need more than just long HDMI cables. In fact, you need active HDMI cables and active USB cables. And what they are is they're pretty much powered, and I believe they even go one way. There's an in and out. Basically, they can go for longer distances because they take power through, and it seems to be working with most HDMI plugs. It's just one of those odd products that is not going to be lasting a long time, but let's open it up and see what is inside. On the back though, we've got another little feature that I did forget to mention. It actually goes out into the back as a slot that you can just put a plug and sort of do a U-shaped bend and plug it back in. So look, if you've got tight space behind your desk, it might be a little bit problematic, but apparently from what I've read, I think you can either do both and just run the plug straight from the front end to the back, or you can put this plug in and switch it around if you're out of HDMI slots. Some people might not have many, and in fact, most of the slots out the back of my 980s are actually either a DVI and 2 DP ports and 1 HDMI, which is a bit annoying. So this might solve a few problems, but let's have a look what is inside. And I suppose the other HDMI slot that comes with this might be useful if you're, I don't know, extending it to a TV and you want to watch what the person's playing. That's actually, wow, that's a great idea, especially if you're running it on a bigger TV, because if your room's not big enough, which I find actually in my room is not particularly big enough for a VR setup, and some people might not even need this because their computer might be a media PC and they've spent a lot of money on a media PC that's in the lounge room or a dedicated room to VR. That is some of the things that people have been doing, but I just don't see that you should do that if you've got a VR already. Maybe if you're very passionate. Anyway, we've got some screws. Actually, that's weird. 2 different screws and a little bolt type thing, so I'm gonna put that to the side. This must be back I/O, so it's just a back slot that slots in something in here. You must just screw it with one of those screws in here, so it holds the 2 HDMI out of your back, so you just basically do a U-loop and plug them back in here. And we've got the actual unit. I think that's it. Is there anything else before I look at the unit? In my VR unboxing, I actually missed a whole slot underneath the box, but I think this is it for this one, nothing special. So, a long cable, I'm hoping it's a long cable, because to be honest, if you've got a nice window at front, you don't really want it showing, you don't want these cables running through. And the other thing, that I was thinking about this is, if you've got a nice front of your computer, like the front here, it's why, you're gonna put something that looks ugly. It better look good when you put it in there. So, if you're obviously going for a good look in the front, It can't have random colorings, and I like this. It's pure black, and it's a bit of a matte. If I take off the plastic, yeah, it's a matte. It's not glossy, so that's perfect. Glossy is terrible on the front panels, I think. I don't personally like them. Got a bit of plastic around here. I don't know, does it? It feels pretty small. Look, guys, I mentioned the price. I'm going to mention it now because this is all you get, and it's bloody expensive. $47 for a piece of plastic and basically four holes with the cables running through. That's all this is. This is literally just 4 cables for $47. So it is aimed at people who have the Vive and can afford it. I'm not saying it's, I'm not saying I'm in that sort of gear. I bought it because I have a problem that needs to be fixed, and this is the best thing. And I've seen other companies do it, but Gigabyte is the first one to come out, and I got this from PLE. I actually had to pre-order and wait a while, but it is one of the newer products. Maybe sooner or later it will go down in price. But what I'll do in this video, I'll see if I can actually install it and show you guys what it looks like from the front. Look, I don't want to wreck the front, but I know that if I do this, I might get a bit more use out of my Vive, and that's one of the things I have to mention. The Vive hasn't got as much use as I thought I might get out of it. I've literally just been playing pool. Yep, just been standing in one place playing pool with the HTC Vive, and so it's a very expensive pool table, to be honest. Well, actually no, it's pretty much priced the same as a normal size pool table, $1,400, $1,300. Let's have a look at the build quality. The cables, it moves when I move the cables. They're not screwed in very well. Maybe I need to top it up. These things go over here, do they? How do I screw them in? Huh. Is there a switch to go around? How does this work? Maybe I did miss something in the box. Nope, nothing. So how is this supposed to work? They're not supposed to come out. Okay, so you can actually switch this around. So you can have the HDMIs basically coming out the back. And then the front would have this. That does not make sense at all. Alright, well, there's no instructions, nothing on paper, so I suppose it is what it is. The 5.25 drive bay, dual front-facing HDMI and dual USB 3.0 ports, as well as an HDMI extension bracket, provide an easier, more convenient VR connection. Both full supports Gigabyte VR Link connectivity, offering you a smart cable management. What is Gigabyte VR Link? I need to look that up. Not much. It really doesn't. I don't think this is a very good implementation. And this is going to piss you guys off. If you already have USB front, where are you going to plug this in? You've already taken one space for it, and most motherboards either have one or two. So where is this going to go? Because you need USB. You need USB to run your VRs. I don't know. It's just, it seems like an odd product. I feel it's not finished, to be honest. I feel it's not finished. Well guys, let me install it. I'll get some shots of me installing it, but it's really not hard. Bay, out the back, plug into your card. Maybe use this bloody metal plastic thing, but I won't. I really won't. I think that's just stupid. And I'll probably be only using the HDMIs. I don't know if I can plug the USBs because my front I/O is using it. Alright, we'll see in a bit. Well, I think you can see the disappointment in my face. I don't like the way it looks. It looks pretty terrible. I like that front fascia to be unmessy, and with this case, the 900D, it's really nice, and the smooth, sleek black, nothing too fancy. But now with this Gigabyte USB front and HDMI front thing, it just looks really, really bad. Well, tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you think in the comments. Does it actually look that bad? Like right now, I'll be making more videos, and it's just gonna be there, and it's there. It's gonna be there in the background, and it's gonna be looking pretty shoddy. As you saw in some glam rolls there, you know, it does the job, but I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe that the looks are bringing this product down when I usually say, don't worry about the looks, it's all about performance. But a front-facing panel, like, I know you cannot match any kind of panel. Like, there's all sorts of cases out there, but most of them do have an option like this. They do have a 5.25 slot. Why this only fits and just disappointed. I have a CD drive right behind me. I've taken off the cover from the CD drive. I haven't actually stuck on the cover that was there before, and it looks sleek. All I have to do is press eject on the computer and it comes out. And you know what, guys? I think that is what I'll be doing. I'm going to try and peel off this very thin metal layer from here, and I'm going to cut out the USB, the HDMI, and I'm going to see if I can get it to look a little bit better than what it is now. Guys, maybe that's a good project. I'll see if I can make some videos about it, and I'll show you how it comes out after doing that little mod. But at the moment, as it stands, I think it looks pretty terrible. So guys, if you are buying this, remember the price. Remember that it looks pretty crap, but at the end of the day, it'll do a job for, you know, something that you might save 90 centimeters on, which is pretty important when you're going around a corner, around a door, and then around your computer to try and get into the lounge room, like I am, to get some space to play the Vive. So guys, one more thing about the installation before I leave you to it. I have some complaints about that too. Look, the cables are way too short to run across a full-size tower. They're just too short. It was tight. It had a tight fit. The cables are thick and they just cannot go around a few bends to try and get to the outside, where then they have to go around again to fit into the graphics card. Now I'm seeing a bit of a mod here where maybe another manufacturer will put the HDMI port inside, like, you know, they started doing with the USB ports. Now some of them, there's inside ports there, which is pretty cool on the motherboard header. But yeah, the cables are too short. They need to be longer. So Gigabyte, next iteration, a little bit of a better look, longer cables, and really the best thing to do is use that metal backplate to actually put them there. And then you use your own short runs. Maybe make a little run that goes like this and like that, a 90-degree angle. That would be awesome, clean, and actually look really nice. And in fact, it could even sell a bit better than this. Right now, I think this is like the first iteration, a good try, but it's a beta. It's a beta. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me see you guys in another video. Let me know what you think about this product. It's an odd one. It's just come out of a necessity, really. Who would have thought? Actually, who would have ever thought of it? It was very smart. Look, somebody would have come up of it sooner or later. And subscribe, and we'll see you in another video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be stopping my wavy hands in a minute.